Hey, friends. I hope you guys are having a great week this week. Um, Sorry, just one second. I'm not sure if this video is loading. Okay, here we go. I hope you guys are having a great week this week. Um, I wanted to focus, and continue our talk on the sleep regressions. The last sleep regression we did was the 4 month sleep regression, and this week I want to focus on the 6 and 9 month sleep regressions, I guess, or progressions, as I like to call them, because really they are progressing forward through a little bit of a regression, but they progress in the end. So it really actually is a blessing in disguise. And the reason that these two are done together is because the root causes of them are really similar. So the root causes of these two sleep regressions are teething and learning a new skill, which usually most sleep regressions are learning a new skill. That is why a lot of babies will have sleep regressions because they're learning something new. I don't know if you've ever heard of it called a leap, but they're called leaps because their mental development is going forward and leaping. So that actually that actually causes their sleep to regress a little bit. But then after that, they progress in their sleep and they actually sleep better. So the thing about these two, the very similar thing is the teething and the learning a new skill. So the root causes are similar. So that's why these two are done together. And so some of the new skills that your baby can be learning at 6 and 9 months are sitting up on their own, crawling, imitating sounds, finding correlations between words, and discovering relationships with objects. So the older they get, the more your baby is going to understand that he has a whole world around him that he can or he or her can interact with. So that starts becoming more around the 6 month period. That starts to becoming a lot more obvious for them, and also sitting up, crawling, standing up, and in some cases around this age, some babies start walking around this age. It's rare, but it can happen. So, and that is a huge leap for a baby, especially if they're younger. Um, so, really important to understand those things and to understand that when you have a baby who's teething and they're also going through a regression and a leap, it will cause a very grumpy baby. Babies will be very grumpy during this time. But if you hang in there, then it will be so worth it in the end if you hang in there and just stay consistent. So let's get into why is this happening. Well, your baby obviously, like I mentioned, is getting teeth. And that can be painful, of course. So they're going to be grumpy. Not to mention they're developing a lot mentally and even physically at this time. So that is a lot of change for a little one. And that can be really hard for them to deal with. So the thing about this is that when these kind of regressions go on, a lot of parents will get really overwhelmed and they'll see that their baby is not sleeping properly. And what they tend to do is they tend to, resort back to old sleep habits that happened before the sleep training, or maybe just are happening anyways if you haven't done sleep training before. So, that could look like you're rocking them to sleep, you're laying with them to get to sleep, you're driving them around to get them to sleep, whatever that is for you. That can actually create a habit that will be there long after the regression is over and the teething is over. So it's not really something that you want to do. You don't want to start rocking them to sleep again, or start assisting them to sleep in any way, because that's just going to create more issues for you and your baby in the long run. So what is key here is to really, really, really stay consistent. So for example, a lot of the times during this regression, your baby will wake frequently at night. They will start waking early from their naps. They might even start taking cat naps. They might even refuse napping or sleep altogether. And all of these things, they can make a parent overwhelmed, and it can make you want to, try whatever you can to get them to sleep. But that's not what you want to do here. You want to stay consistent with their schedule. So whatever is their nap times and whatever is their bedtime, stick to that. and stick to your sleep training methods. So if you're doing like a quick checks method, for example, where you go in and you check on them every few minutes if they're crying, then stick to that. Don't resort to, okay, I just need them to go to sleep, so I'm just going to rock them to sleep tonight, and that'll be that. Or I'm just going to feed them to sleep tonight, which is one that is extremely hard to break, habit to break. Do not do it. Do not give in. Stick to your sleep training method and follow through with it and stay consistent. And it's super important to stay to your schedule as well. If your baby wakes early, from their nap, then do what you need to do to improvise for that, such as for a toddler, for example, if they wake early from their chunk nap in the middle, the big lunchtime nap is what I like to call it. If they wake up early from that, then give them an earlier bedtime to make up for it. But do not veer off your schedule to a point where it's not the same schedule anymore, because this is a time when your baby is is going through so much changes, and it's very turbulent for them mentally, physically. Some their teeth might be hurting. So the last thing that they need is for things to change in their daily routine as well. That will just add to the problem, and it'll really make things worse for you in the long run. So stick to what you need to do, stick to the schedule, stay as consistent as possible. It's so key to all of this. And once you get through this leap, you'll be so happy you did, because no new habits will be created, and your baby will be back to sleeping like they always have been. So push through it, stay strong, get through it, and then you'll see that your baby is totally fine, and you won't have any new sleep habits to break, luckily. So I think that that was probably all I had to talk about today. The main key points to this were why it's happening. I explained why it's happening. Usually a leap is going on. They're learning to walk, crawl, stand up. They're learning to imitate sounds. They're learning about the world around them, coupled with teething. So that can really cause a regression in sleep. So that's why it's happening, and what you can do about it. So stay consistent. Consistency is so key to all of this, especially when you're sleep training. So that is that for today for my video. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to send me a message, or you can come join my group, which is called Sleep Little One. The link is in the description. I would love to have you guys in that group. I give free parenting advice and tips to parents who are exhausted, babies who are exhausted and need sleep. And also, I am also a certified pediatric sleep consultant. So if you wanted a more one-on-one plan, personalized to your family and to what you need personally, then I can definitely help you out with that. So come join my group. I would love to see you guys there, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.